The question on the table today is who or what is the morning star? And we answer this question with an additional Bible passage because, as a rule, we always allow Scripture to interpret Scripture. And following this rule helps us alleviate and mitigate false teaching. So, welcome to the Bible Study Studio. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I am your host, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. Today, our reading comes from the book of Revelation because we are in a long, short study of the book of Revelation. What that means is we are studying verse by verse for a long period of time. Verse by verse for a long period of time. Short, verse by verse for a long period of time. So, let's go to our reading for today, our study for today, which is in the second chapter of the book of Revelation. And it reads as follows. Yesterday, we lingered in verse 24. And today, we are lingering in verse 26 and 27. And it reads as follows. He who overcomes and he who keeps my deeds until the end, to him I will give authority over the nations. That was actually our verse for yesterday, 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter are broken to pieces, as I have received authority from my Father. Verse 28. And I will give him the morning star. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. Verse 28. And I will give him the morning star. Who is the him that is spoken of in this passage? The him is the he that overcomes and holds on to the end. I will give him the morning star. Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter are broken to pieces, as I also have received authority from my Father. Once again, and I, this is Jesus speaking, will give him the morning star. So, like I said before, we eliminate false teaching when we allow Scripture to interpret Scripture. So therefore, if we're wondering what or who this morning star might be, which is the question on the table for today, we would look at the key word morning star in the text. And one way we can do that is we can go to Bible Gateway, and we can do a search on the key words morning star. And we would find out where else those keywords are used in the biblical text. Now, Revelation verse 22:16 also uses this phrase, morning star. So, let's move forward and read Revelation 22:16. 22:16 reads as follows. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify to you these things for the churches. I am the root and the descendant of David, the bright morning star. Here is Jesus himself proclaiming to be the morning star. So, how I found this out was normally I would do a search on Bible Gateway like I just spoke of moments ago. But today, because there were some other questionable things for me in the text, I went to my commentary, my NIV application commentary, to find out a little bit more about this morning star. And it says here, Jesus will also give those who overcome the morning star. In Revelation, however, although one may not catch it, the first reading of the text, one would probably catch it in the next reading of the text, and that is the keywords morning star in Revelation 22:16. This commentary also encourages us to look at Numbers 24:17. Also encourages us to look at 24:17. So we're allowing Scripture to interpret Scripture. Numbers 24:17. Numbers 24:17. We're just flipping to Numbers 24:17. Numbers 24:17 reads as follows. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come forth from Jacob. A scepter shall rise from Israel, and shall crush through the forehead of Moab. There again, a star is mentioned in the text, and as well as in Revelation 22:16. So what we are doing is we are allowing Scripture to interpret Scripture to mitigate and or eliminate false teaching. So we know that the keyword star is mentioned multiple times in the text, and it is mentioned, the keywords morning and star are mentioned at least 2 times in the book of Revelation. Now, that's all I have for us today. Tomorrow we will do a wrap up of the Church of Thyatira, of this particular passage, of this particular portion of Scripture, which is from verse 18 through verse 29. Verse 18 through verse 29 is what we shall do a wrap up on tomorrow. And how we are going to do that, incidentally, how we are going to do that wrap up tomorrow is we are going to audit this portion of the text. This portion of the text. I have printed Revelation 2:18 through 29 in the NASB. In the NASB version of the text, I have printed it on 2 sheets of cardstock. You can hear them. I like for the paper to be a little bit heavier. And on these pages, I am going to audit the text so we can see exactly where the conjunctions are, where there are like words, unlike words. We have a whole list of 9. We have a list of 9 steps that we're going to go through to audit and annotate this text. And we're going to do that tomorrow on camera. So we will have we will be using our top-down view so you guys can see me audit the text, or at least if I audit it off camera, the least I'm going to do is share it side by side with the before and after on camera. So that is our goal for tomorrow, which is Friday. It is the end of our week, and we will, after we wrap this text up tomorrow, we will begin again in chapter 3 of the book of Revelation. This is Sonia signing out. I hope and pray that you have a blessed day in the Lord. Thank you.